Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Monday, March 25th, 2024. And there are some things I want to start with. First of all, I'm still here this week, but next week I'll be taking a week off. So I will be unplugging and things like that. So from about after Friday afternoon, this Friday afternoon until Monday morning, April 8th, I'll be just not on the internet, not as much. So I won't be doing anything on Telegram, videos, things like that. So I'm just taking a break. With Easter, I think that's a good time to take a break. But this week I'm still here, and of course I'll be back on Monday, April 8th. But I wanted to mention that before I forget that, because otherwise people are like, where are you next week? And that's taking a break. One of the articles that I saw was very interesting is that, let's see, Macron is crushed again in Senate vote as EU-Canada trade agreement is rejected in victory for farmers. This was a trade deal between the European Union and Canada, and it would lead to Canadian meat coming in, and there are the regulations are easier there than they are here in the European Union and in France. So this would be an issue for the farmers, and so this is really a victory for the farmers, because now the trade deal will not it's not going to they're not going to do anything with this, so the trade deal is off. Another thing has to do with the nature restoration law. I think that's the best translation for it. I'm not even sure what the English name for it is, but it has to do with the restoration of nature. It has to do with nitrogen, and it was proposed by Timmermans, who is now in the Dutch parliament. He was in the European Union at that time, and in the parliament there, and he really pushed this through. And this has just devastating effects here in the Netherlands, and of course in other countries as well, but specifically in the Netherlands with that nitrogen and nonsense like that. Well, there isn't enough support anymore, so they're not going to vote over it today. And it's being shoved, kind of shall I say this. It's just somewhere in a drawer now, and it's most likely not going to get out of that drawer anytime soon. So they're just leaving it for what it is. Very interesting. So I'll have to see what kind of effect that will have, of course, here in the Netherlands and with everything that's going on. So that nature restoration law is now shelved. I think that's the best way to know. Well, it's shoved down, but it's shelved. So just leaving it to collect dust. In this video, I want to take a look at, of course, what happened in Russia Friday. I don't think I have to explain too much what has happened. Interestingly enough is, of course, that things came out that ISIS has anything to do with it. Why? In the month of Ramadan. It is a very interesting thing happening here. So, and the media came out with it, and of course they came out with it themselves, actually showing pictures of the men involved, and those men actually were tracked down alive, so they do have them, and they are now put on trial. And of course it's devastating. I'm not sure what we see is actually what has happened. Doesn't matter, because this is what's being shown. People are reacting to that. It has an energetic effect on people. And I do believe this is from the dark energies trying to, hit Russia and create like this fear. And I do believe that this is going to be used by Russia to, again, focus on the Ukraine. I believe there's already things happening there as well in Kiev, and because of what has happened. But the cards I've got, because what is this? What has happened Friday? The cards I've got specifically for the event is the Seven of Swords. I've got the Chariot as the central card. I've got the King of Cups in the past. I've got the Death card underneath the Chariot card. And I've got the Moon and the World for the future, kind of the future, or more along the lines. I'm really looking at the event specifically. But like I said, nothing is what it seems. But again, of course, the fact that this group apparently came out claiming it, it's very, very strange. you would expect something in the Gaza area to happen, but no, they're focusing suddenly on Russia. And we all know, or a lot of people in this community know, Mr. T has already mentioned that really this group has been, how do you say this, created by, of course, the dark energies of the United States of America, connected with Israel, connected with all kinds of agencies, or at least the biggest agency, and I'm sure you understand which one I'm talking about. And this is, of course, used by by the dark energies to create, of course, in Russia an awful event. I do believe that this is a false flag. So they're claiming it from a certain group to how to say this, make sure it's not connected to Ukraine. But of course, these how to say this, the 4 men involved try to get away to Ukraine. So that's interesting in itself. So we know there's connections, and of course with NATO and things like that, it's all connected. So nothing is what it seems. But the dark energy is trying to get away with it. Obviously, they have created, unfortunately, death in one way or another in what came out. But this will also lead to more control. And I believe that Mr. P will take this as, regaining control again. They try to regain control. I don't think they have it. Because especially that the 4 men were actually captured alive is a clear sign to me that they were probably hoping that it would end there. And how to say this, most of the time the people involved in these actions, I do believe it is Ultra, they're sent there, they're activated, and they usually end up leaving the earth plane, so you don't get clear answers. But in this case they are 4 still alive, so it's going to be interesting what will come out of that. But nothing is what it seems, and it will end a certain cycle. So I do believe that this is one very important event. I believe that we shouldn't look at dates, we should look at markers, at events. And this is one, especially with 4 major arcana cards. This is a major event. This is very important, and it puts everything in motion again. And so the second card reading I looked at is what is going to be the effect of this. Well, first of all, we've got the Page of Wands. White hats to me. Then we have the 7 of Cups as the central card. We've got the Queen of Cups in the past. We've got the 10 of Pentacles underneath the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Cups for the future, and the 4 of Swords. To me, it feels like, I think Mr. P is going to focus on Ukraine. It's already happening with Kiev. Things already put in motion, and I think he's really going to push things through. Especially the 4 of Swords is also kind of standing still, but it also has to do with dis-ease and things like that. So I think he's going to leave behind how he's been handling things now, and is really going to push through. Whiteheads will be using this as well to bring out things concerning all these groups that have been created and used by completely different entities behind it. So they have completely different agendas than what it seems they have as an agenda. There's still a lot of confusion, but it's really about breaking up the status quo and showing people what's been going on. And I think we're going to hear more and more, because it's just very, very strange that this is happening. And right now, at this moment in time, like I've mentioned, it's very strange that this group would be more focused on Russia than what's happening in the Middle East right now. Doesn't make any sense to me. And especially, of course, with the time, the month we're in right now for them, it's a very strange situation. Let's see. I also looked at the coming week. Now I have to use cards from this as well, so I have to see which cards were in the other card reading as well. There were a few cards that we turned in the advice card for this week. This one fell out. So this week a lot of things are going to happen. Old pain. We've got the 9 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands jumped out. We've got the 9 of Wands. We've got the Knight of Wands. And we've got the High Priestess. This is to do with the energy of this week. So I think the Whiteheads are really going to, how do you say this, step it up. More secrets are going to be unveiled. Scandals are going to come out. old pain. I do believe that, of course, this hurts a lot of people emotionally, energetically, because we are all connected, and what has happened in Russia does have an effect worldwide energetically. But I think this week will put things in motion, and on the back they are working, of course, in the background, but it's going to be more upfront. I do believe that the white hats are showing themselves more and more. At least that's my perspective and how I see things. So this week is going to be very interesting. Steps are going to be made. The advice card for this week is Four of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Death card. So it's really about connecting. Of course, Easter is coming, and especially with the Death card, it is symbolic in a way. With Easter, the Easter time, of course, with Jesus rising from the dead. And that's also about leaving the old behind, creating something new. So the advice is to let things that don't fit you anymore, that don't suit you anymore, just let go of it. We've got the Seven of Cups, so there's a lot of confusion. See what really fits with you, what really, don't get caught up in all these things outside of yourself. See what resonates with you, very important, and connect with yourself and with like-minded people, especially during Easter. A lot of people are getting together again with family, friends. Connecting with yourself, connecting with your community is very important this week. So, interesting advice. I'd like to leave it at this. Hope to see you in another video. Bye.